You're listening to the Traffic and Conversion Show. I'm your host, Michelle Fernandez, and today I am sharing the monthly task you should definitely be doing to increase your sales conversion. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. It's Michelle, and I don't know about you, but I am all about creating predictable growth, and not just predictable growth, but predictable, profitable growth, most of which means increasing your sales conversions. Now, depending on your business model, you should definitely be looking at your numbers every week at a minimum, daily in some cases. Then every month, when you do your monthly planning, wait, are you doing monthly planning? I want to make sure that's happening, right? Here are some tasks that you should definitely include. Ready? I'm going to go pretty quick to make this episode quick and fast. So you might have to go back and listen, but definitely write this down. First, analyze, right? We always want to analyze your sales data. So reviewing your sales data from the previous month to identify patterns, trends, and areas of improvement. And I say the previous month, it could be previous months. So you end up wanting to figure out what the patterns are, like if you're seasonal, right? So even if you can go back to, hey, what were we doing this time last year? And I will say, sometimes it'll be a good sign to see, like if you did, let's say from one year to the other, or even one quarter to the other, is we want to be looking to see, well, what was the reason it's so high? So sometimes I hear people say, oh, we increased or we doubled or 4 times from last year, right? But keep in mind that number one, maybe you have a new product, maybe you increased your price. So when you're looking at that, and yes, that's amazing that you increased your price and now you're selling. However, you could still be converting the same number of people. And because you increased your price, you're still at the same conversion. However, you're thinking that it's more because the dollar amount is more, right? So we're specifically looking to increase our conversions, meaning that if you, let's say, I don't know, whether it's a webinar or you book a call and you're like, I know that we convert at 25%. So whether that product price point is $1,000 or $10,000, I'm really looking to say, how can we increase it to 26%? How can we increase that to 28%? Even if it's just by the 1%, now if your price point is $10,000, think about how much more revenue that you could be leaving on the table, okay? So we're really looking at the conversion versus the revenue. Is this making sense? I hope so. So you want to be looking for products or services that have the higher conversion rates. If you're like, well, wait, I don't really know which one, or sometimes they're like, what should I be selling, right? What is your best seller? What is converting higher? And then those might require some adjustments in order for you to boost your sales, right? So what I just said was vital to increasing your revenue, increasing your profitability, all right? And getting things going. Number two is to set specific goals for that month. So by establishing smaller monthly goals in order for you to achieve your quarterly outcome, will really help you dive into, get more scrappy, if you will, and more creative in your overall sales strategy. Okay, so break them down into smaller, actionable targets in order for you to track your progress, okay? Number three is to refine your target audience. So we always want to be continuously evaluating and refining your audience based on your customer feedback, the market research, maybe some trends that are going on, also what is going on in your sales calls, if you have that, even after people buy, if people say something on the webinar, what are they saying? What are some objections that you hear are coming up? This is what you want to go back in and be tweaking that, okay? And finding those audiences, even if it's with your messaging, right? Which we'll dive into in just a second. So ensure that your products or your services are aligned with the needs of your audience, right? What are those, pain, struggles, dreams, and desires, like I always talk about, right? What is the value of them coming to you or showing up for your webinar? What does that value look like? And then what we're doing is, by the result of this, will increase the likelihood of those conversions. All right, number 4, improve your product descriptions and your messaging. So messaging is key, right? As my friend Nikki says, with the right messaging, you can sell anything. And I would say yes, and with the right offer, right? So we want to just make sure that our messaging is on point. So where are you hearing objections in the sales process, right? And again, it's not just on the sales calls. It could be on your webinars, your challenges, maybe in a Q&A session, maybe it's in the Facebook group, right? Maybe it's in your DMs. Are you keeping your ear to the ground and seeing what other people are saying to your competitors, right? Maybe it's even responses in your emails. Really get creative and start noticing and focusing on these things, and put your team in charge of this as well. Have them, a lot of times it's one of those things where we don't always notice things because we don't know to look for them. Once we start looking for them, then we start seeing them everywhere. So how can you tweak your messaging to overcome objections or shift beliefs, right? So how might you effectively communicate the value and the benefits of your offerings, and really highlighting your unique selling points, addressing customer concerns, and use that persuasive language, meaning the language that they are currently using, use it right back at them, right? To encourage those conversions. Number 5, optimize your website and landing pages. So regularly review and optimize those pages, right? To improve the user experience as well as the conversion. So I'm sure you have a few lead magnets. You probably have a website. So going to do this once a month, I'm not saying to go into all the things every month. What I am saying is to pick something every month and do it, right? Because if you're going to try to do it all and tackle it all at once, that's going to be difficult to do, right? So by breaking it down every month, then you know that you're going to get to it and it's not going to be put off, right? So we want to ensure that they're visually appealing. We have the proper messaging. Everything's optimized, for mobile, it's mobile friendly and easy to navigate, right? We want to test different elements such as headlines, maybe call to action buttons, and really any forms that you have, depending on what you use to optimize those conversions. Okay, number 6 is to enhance your customer support. And you might be thinking, hey, wait a minute, if they're already a customer, how am I going to improve my sales, right? Well, that is because when you provide exceptional customer support, it's really building trust and loyalty, which in turn, I should say, it leads to increased conversions, whether it be from referrals, right? It could be for upsells or resells or retention, okay? So train your team to be responsive, I should say, not responsible. Well, they should be responsible too, but responsive, knowledgeable, and proactive in addressing any customer inquiries, concerns, or objections. Number 7 is implement upselling and cross-selling strategies. So identify what those would look like, right? Identify what are the opportunities, or where are the opportunities inside that customer journey, even the journey in fulfillment, okay? To upsell or cross-sell to these existing customers. So that can look like offering complementary products or services, maybe providing exclusive discounts or bundle items together, right? To encourage additional purchases. Because you are a loyal customer, we want to XYZ you, right? And just really look at ways to increase the average cart value, and definitely increase the lifetime customer value. That is the game that you're playing, is increasing the lifetime customer value. Okay. Number 8, run targeted promotions and campaigns, right? So we want to look at every month, and this is something that you can maybe even do like annually, like what is our promotion calendar going to look like, and then break it down quarterly. Are we on the same page, or going in the same direction that we had thought about in December, and then really break it down every month to see what we're going to do. Okay. So we want to tailor these campaigns to the audiences, our targeted audiences, using obviously email marketing, social media, other relevant channels to promote these exclusive discounts, limited time offers, rewards, programs, incentives, all these types of things in order to increase the sales conversions. And let me not leave out that these promotions could be something affiliate. These promotions could be something like, hey, I'm going to go into and leverage my relationships and go into somebody else's course and give a training. Like, what does that promotion look like, right? There's all kinds of things. Maybe you go on a speaking tour and you get on a bunch of podcasts, or every month you focus on getting on 2, 5, 10, whatever your number is going to be. That is also part of your promotion process. It may not lead to a sales conversion at that particular moment, but now these people are in your ecosystem and they're on their way to let the other things that you have going on get the sales conversion. Make sense? Okay, number 9, nurture your leads with email marketing. Duh, right? You're probably like, Michelle, I know this one. Okay. However, a lot of people, what is it? Common knowledge is not common practice. Okay. So I know I've done at least 1, if not 2 episodes about email marketing and how it needs to be personalized, and there needs to be a strategy and an automation and a workflow for everything that you have going on. Just one email that confirms that, oh, here's your download, or here's this, that is not enough. Okay. That is not a nurture. That is a delivery, a deliverable. Okay. So implement an actual email marketing strategy to nurture the leads, guide them through the sales funnel, guide them through getting to know you, right? Send the targeted, personalized emails with relevant content, educational resources, and product recommendations to move prospects from that lead to the sale, right? We're trying to get them closer to making a purchase. Number 10 is to seek customer feedback and review. So are you doing this, and are you doing it on a regular basis? And are you reviewing the stuff that comes back? You might have it in things and everybody fills out the survey, but are you taking the time to review it? Are you regularly gathering feedback from your customers through surveys, reviews, or even just direct communication? So you want to use this information to obviously address concerns, improve your products or services, and build social proof that can influence potential customers from buying, right? So this is already seeding some things that we want to increase that conversion. And we also want to minimize the time that they either get to know who you are, become that lead, to making a sale. Number 11, this is a lot. This is good stuff. So I'm hoping you're taking notes. All right, number 11, monitor and optimize your advertising campaigns. Now, if you're like, well, I'm not running campaigns, I'm going to tune out right now, please don't. Because a lot of people look at advertising as an expense rather than a revenue generator. So for just a minute, if you can view that through that lens, okay, and a lot of people don't, from the experience of what people have told me, because they're losing money, because they don't know what they're looking at, or because they're not even looking at it. So if you choose, which you should, to run paid advertising campaigns, monitor their performance closely. Really analyze the key metrics such as click-through rates, conversion rates, right? Your return on investment or your return on ad spend. You might hear ROAS. That's what it is, return on ad spend. Make adjustments to targeting your ad creative, all kinds of other strategies to really maximize the conversion. All right, number 12, last but not least, is collaborate with influencers or partners. So I kind of already planted the seed on this a little earlier, but these can be, you want to really be able to seek out opportunities to collaborate with influencers or strategic partners, meaning these are people who you know. And when I talk about leveraging relationships, it's like, okay, who has an audience that I can get in front of that's really the same people that I would be targeting, that I, number one, wouldn't have to pay for, or would you, right? Or I would be willing to pay for it in a different way, because I will tell you, they have much higher conversions on those because they are edifying you, right? They already have such a strong influence on their current audience, their current people, if you will, their current customers, that literally they trust them. So if they're putting you in front of their audience, they're going to be like, well, if so-and-so trusts them, then I must, right? And that is going to boost your conversions significantly. All right. So remember, Increasing your sales conversion is an ongoing process that does require continuous monitoring, adaptation, right? We're always pivoting or get scrappy, as I call it, and really looking for improvement. So by implementing these monthly tasks, you can make progress towards your sales goals and really drive this sustainable business and really building that predictable, profitable growth. So don't think that, okay, I was shooting for, I was at 25%, I'm now at 28 or 30, I'm good to go. And no, we always want to, put up that level higher and higher to get to that next step, right? There's always something that you can be doing. There's always a new audience that you can get in front of. There's always new people coming into the space. So just be open and thinking like that, because there's abundance everywhere. All right. I appreciate you so much for being here with me today. Cheers to taking action every single month to increase your sales. Until next time, let's grow your business together.